So in exactly 10 days, my visa had been approved. Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how I applied for my study permit and how it got approved in just 10 days. So if you're interested, keep watching. I'm just going to keep these here so that they do not disturb me. You see me looking down is because I've written like some points down. I just don't want to miss out anything. I do not want to talk much, so let's just get right into today's video. Talking of when I decided to move to Canada, that was during the lockdown period. Actually, that's when I decided that I wanted to move to Canada. And since I hadn't completed school at that time, I was in level 200, I think so. So since I hadn't completed school, I decided to wait and then complete in Ghana and then come here to do my master's. So after I had planned everything down, I started to look for schools. Looking for schools was not very challenging, as some would say, because it depends on what you are actually looking for, and I wanted something affordable. So I decided to look for colleges instead of universities. I applied to 3 schools: Centennial College, Algonquin, and then Canada College, which is now my school. Those of you who have been asking of my school, it's called Canada College. Centennial College, I did not get admission there because at the time I applied, I hadn't completed school and they wanted my certificate, so they told me to wait till I graduate. By the way, I applied in the first semester of my final year, and for Algonquin, I got admission to Algonquin College, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I think it's Algonquin or Algonquin, but anyway, I got admission to Algonquin College, but I did not go there because after I got admission to Algonquin, I also got admission to Canada, and Canada was much affordable than Algonquin, and it was still the same program, so I decided to go with Canada. Initially, I was supposed to go in January, as in this year January, but then I decided to defer at Algonquin to the fall semester due to some reasons. But then later I changed my mind and I wanted to come in May. So it was funny because the same moment I had changed my mind and then wanted to come in May, that was the same moment I got admission to Canada, and it was in May actually. For Canada, I applied to go in January, but then I got the May semester, so it kind of worked out perfectly, I think. With applying for the schools, every school has like particular documents that they need, but generally the documents I applied with were my transcripts, my passports. I added my passports, and then I also included my resume. So those were the 3 things I applied with, and then you also have to pay like an application fee. So at that time, since I was in level 400 first semester, I had not received all my first semester results, and I did not have a complete transcript, but I applied anyway because I wanted to go in January. Since I got 2 schools with an incomplete transcript, I think it's possible for you to like apply to the school with just your transcripts, but it depends because Centennial also asks for my certificate, so it just depends on the school that you are applying to. Also forgot, they asked me for my attestation letter. I hadn't completed school. They wanted something to show that I'm actually attending that school. So aside my transcript, I applied with an attestation letter. So after I got my school, I had to gather my documents for my visa. And with the visa, like I had already started gathering my documents long time ago because I don't like to do like last minute things. So I started gathering my documents as soon as I knew I wanted to move to Canada. So after I got the school and like everything was sorted out, I paid my fees and all, gathered every document I had on my PC, and then I applied. So with my fees, I made my parents transfer the money to my bank account, and then I used my debit card to pay because I felt like that was easy. I don't really know like going to the bank and then doing all those kind of stuff. I'm not interested in those things, so I just used my debit card. It was very easy for me. And after doing that, I also did an Upfront Medicals. I did not want to wait till like the visa officer had asked me to do a medicals before I did it, so I did an upfront one. An upfront medicals means you do your medicals before you actually apply for the visa. So I did mine at Akai House. The medicals wasn't anything difficult. It was quite expensive, but it wasn't like something difficult. It wasn't a long process. It was actually quite short. So let's say roughly 15 minutes, depending on the time you go and the amount of people there. So I paid around 1,200 to 1,500. Yeah, I think so. The upfront one, I know when you are done, you get an information sheet. They send it to your email. You have to make sure you get it before you leave the place. So I got mine, and it's basically documents that talks about your whole medical process. And with that, when you're applying for the visa, you include that. You make sure that you include that to your documents. After the medical, everything is now going to be sent to the visa officers, so you have like nothing else to do. You just have to wait to make sure you pass. After my medicals and after gathering all my documents, I had to apply for the visa. Talking about my documents, I uploaded, I think, my passport, my school's letter of acceptance. There's a whole lot of documents. At that time, Legon was on strike. Not Legon, but like university lecturers, I think they were on strike. So my school had not done their graduation, which was very stressful. Like, it was a very stressful moment for me because I had to get a certificate to apply for the visa. That's what I thought. I just decided to apply anyway, even though I hadn't gotten my certificate. And I also forgot to tell you guys, my offer at Canada College was conditional. It was on the condition that I will submit my certificate before May 1st. And at the time of applying for the visa, which was around February, I still hadn't gotten my certificate. And with the visa, if you have a conditional offer, you have to make sure you can meet the conditions before your visa will be approved or like disapproved. You just have to like make sure you can meet the conditions. So since it says you make sure you can meet the conditions and it doesn't say you have to make sure you meet the conditions, it was like it gave me faith that I can still apply. So I applied even though I did not have my certificate, and I just waited. After gathering all my documents, making sure everything was in order, I opened an account on the GCK website. There are two ways you can actually apply for the study permit. You can use GCK or you can use the IRCC new portal. So after a lot of research, I just felt like I should use the GCK. With applying for the visa, depending on your specific documents that you have and also depending on your country, to fill specific forms. So I filled those forms. With the forms, you can't fill them like on your phone or just like that on your PC. You have to use Adobe Acrobat Reader or Adobe XI Pro, something like that. But when you're downloading the form, you see a link. That link leads you to like the Adobe something. That's what you can use to fill the form. So make sure that you have that app on your PC, or I don't know, maybe someone has it and that person can help you. The only form that I had to sign was the family form. So with that one, I had to print it and then sign it. But with the main application form, you don't have to print it. You have to sign, but you don't have to print it. So when you are uploading your documents, they'll be like typing your name to sign, blah blah blah. So you typing in your name is you signing. So you don't have to like print the form and then sign. The only one I printed and signed was the family form. I'll leave like helpful links down below so that you guys can do your research and check out everything, because the information sometimes also changes. So make sure that you're always updated. With the visa fee, I paid, I think, I really don't remember. I really do not remember. I should have checked. Oh my god. But I paid around, I think the visa fee is 150, and then you also pay the biometrics fee together. So it's probably going to be around 200 and something Canadian dollars. I think so, but I'm not really sure, so I'll try and get it and then put it on this. You pay the visa fee and then the biometrics fee together. After I uploaded my documents and then I applied for the visa, I paid my fees and everything. The next day I was asked to go and do my biometrics. You have to make sure like every letter they send you, if you're supposed to go somewhere, you print that letter, print it in color, print that letter in color, don't print it in black and white. So you print it in color, you take it to the VFS office at your location. I went to the VFS office at Abilimpi. That's where I was asked to go. I don't know if they have any other offices in Accra, but then I was asked to go to Abilimpi, so that's why I went and I did my biometrics there. It did not take long. It was just something very smooth and easy, and the people there were also like very nice and helpful. In that same day, I got an email saying that my biometrics had been received by IRCC. So in exactly 10 days, I got an email from IRCC and I had received 2 messages from them. So the first message was that I had passed my medicals, which means the medicals took about exactly 1 month for processing and stuff, because I did the medicals in January and then I applied in February. So it took, I think, 1 month. After I checked that message, I also saw that I had received another message there. And when I checked, my visa had been approved and they were asking for my passport. You guys that feeling was everything. It was literally like everything. I had closed work at that time and my mom and I were going home. We had to stop the car to read the message because I wasn't sure. I was just like, how is it possible that just now that I applied, my visa has been approved? I was so shocked. Like, I wasn't expecting to have an approval because I had not submitted my certificate. So I was thinking after I submit my certificate, that's when like I'll get a reply from them. But I did not even submit any certificates and I got it. I was approved. I was so shocked. Like, you guys, that feeling was everything. So even before my graduation, I already knew I was coming to Canada because my visa had been approved. I had, like, everything was just running so smoothly. So they asked me to submit my passport to VFS, the same place I did the biometrics. With that one, when you are going to do your biometrics, you book an appointment, but when you are submitting your passport, you do not book an appointment. I went there, I submitted the passport, and the same thing, everything was smooth, easy, quick. And in exactly 1 week, I got my passport back. After getting my passport back, I knew I had to book my flight right there and then. When it came to booking my flight, I was mostly looking through KLM and this other one, Turkish Airlines, I think. I also looked at Qatar Airways or airlines, I don't even know, Ethiopian Airlines. Like most of the airlines, I looked through them. Some of them were affordable though, but then the affordable ones came with a catch. So they were either going to make like 3 layovers or 2 layovers, or they were going to use USA, like they were going to make a layover at USA. And with transiting at USA, you need a visa. So you need to like apply. From my research, I don't really know, but from my research, you need to like apply for a transit visa as if you're applying for like a normal visitor's visa. And I wasn't about to go through that stress again. So what I felt will be okay for me without causing any stress. So I wanted to like just do 1 layover since it was my first time traveling alone. But I did use KLM. Everything was done in February. I applied for my visa in February, my biometrics February. My visa was approved in February. I got my passport back in February. And I booked my flight in February. So after booking my flights, I had to get a room. And with my school's hostel, you have to like apply online. So I did that, but then I was told I was on the waiting list. So I did not want to like wait till someone had moved before I can get the room and all that. So I started looking for other rooms. But then in like 2 weeks time, my school sent me a message that I had gotten a reservation at their place. So I decided to stop looking for the rooms. And I just paid for my school's hostel because I just want security. I do not want to be at a place where I will feel scared or not safe. So I wanted security, and I know being at the school's hostel was going to provide me that. So if you are looking for like places that you can stay because you do not want to stay at the school's hostel or something, you can look at Kijiji, you can look at homestay, and you can also look at places for students. Yeah, you can look at that. My whole process of applying for my study permit and everything, I would say it was very easy. It was very smooth. The only thing would be gathering the documents because I was a little stressed at that period since I hadn't graduated. and like I had not gotten my certificate because of like the whole strike thing. And since I could not like control when the lecturers will come back on strike, and it was very, very stressful moment, I won't lie, but I had to go with my guts and I applied, and I'm just so grateful to God that I got a visa even without my certificate. So yeah, I would advise you guys to just go with your guts, do what you think would be best for your situation. I did not talk about this, the statement thing. The letter of explanation, statement of purpose, yes, that one. The statement of purpose, I applied for my visa myself, so I wrote my statement of purpose myself. I did everything myself. I did not want to use an agent because the stories I've heard from people using agents and like agents not being trustworthy. My God, please don't use an agent. Like, just don't do it. If you've been to university, you've gone through that whole process of being in university, you can't apply for study permits on your own. I don't know. Don't use an agent. Like, it's not worth it. And apply for it yourself. The same way you can be approved or denied if you use an agent is the same way you can be approved or denied if you apply for yourself. So just go with your gut and apply for it yourself. It's not a difficult process. You just have to make sure you have all your documents and you upload them. That's all. That's just it. Yeah, I would advise you guys to apply on your own. Make sure that you have all the necessary documents, and then also make sure that you have the Adobe something app. I'll put the link in the description, so make sure you check it out. The Adobe app, make sure you have that one too, because that's the one used to fill most of the forms. And yeah, I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much for watching my video. I wish you nothing but the best, and I can't wait to see you all in Canada. If you have any questions for me, please leave it in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer every question. If I know the right answer, I'll do my best to answer all your questions. So please leave them in the comment section, and please like this video, subscribe, share. Please subscribe and share, I'm begging you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I hope it was very helpful. I hope you learned something from my process, and if you have any questions, leave it down below. I'll do answer them. See you guys in my next video. Bye.